vid. That AC is really loud, and my hair is really off. But today it's like late. It's 10:20. I felt pretty sick in the morning. My girlfriend's sick. She went to the doctor. She has flu. So probably I'm gonna have some sort of version of that. And I had this half marathon on Saturday, which is today's Thursday. So if I can not get any worse or just completely heal, like as long as it doesn't get worse, I think I could still run it. It's gonna be a poorly performed half, but I could do it. If not, whatever. Like I like as long as I train for it, I feel like I got the most out of it. The actual thing is like that. I mean, obviously that's the final. That's the the fireworks or whatever. I can't think of a good metaphor, but I just like something that keeps me going, keeps me training, keeps me active. Hopefully I can just run it. Like I'm just trying to think like positively, or like it not make a big deal if I miss it. Also, I'm kind of lazy right now, to be honest. Like I woke up in pain, so it's like, dude, I couldn't even play a piano. I had to lay in bed for like an hour and a half before I could will myself to get out. I took Dayquil, feel much better, but it's probably Dayquil. It's who knows. Anyways, the video I want to make today is about a missed opportunity that I was a part of, but it wasn't me. So about a month ago, somebody from Ecuador emails me to our company email, so not me directly, because our website doesn't have my email directly, and it says, "Hi, my name is whatever, and I live in Ecuador and I work for this company, but I love to intern or do part-time work in the United States." And I was like, huh, that's interesting. First of all, how'd you find this? Second of all, it's just kind of odd, but I was like, that's a reach. Like that's a Hail Mary for sure. Like like just cold emailing to make contact, someone to pick up, and then a schedule, like even to just do the interview. It's like, huh. So at first I just looked at it, I was like, no, like I don't want to do that. But as I mentioned in some other videos, like I have a lot of work that it's not worth me doing. Like it's very easy stuff. There's just too much of it. And I don't know, maybe out of the week it takes me, I don't know. Honestly, it might take me a while. Let's say 8 hours worth of time. And those 8 hours, I would rather much pay somebody to do that stuff, because it's like, imagine, I can't even think of a good thing. It's like, it's not meant for me to do. It's like literally like logging into websites, just moving things or changing content, or creating social media accounts, or creating very low level Facebook ads. Like, hey, we're hiring. Like that is the easiest type of awareness Facebook ad, Instagram ad campaign there is. Like there's like 0 point, but it takes time. And I've mentioned this, like, dude, those 8 hours, even though it's not like that much time out of a week, it's like I'd rather have those 8 hours just to think about what to do next, because you get stuck in the work, not with the future of work or whatever. So I was like, you know what, let me reach out to this guy. So I reached out, I was like, hey, are you still interested? And he's like, yeah, I'm still interested. Do you have time to talk? I looked at his resume. It's like, he has some marketing experience, but that's not really why I'm reaching out. I'm like, he reached out, so like he's shooting a shot. I can respect that, and I can at least have a conversation. So I emailed him, and he's like, yeah, I'm still interested. And I was like, let me know what time. And he's like, can we do Thursday at 1? And this is where things get off. He's like, I'm like, can you do Thursday at 1? Or he's like, can you do Thursday at 1? And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, Central or what time? Or your time? Because he's, I think, Eastern. I don't know. He's a different time. He's like, oh, actually, my time is 2 o'clock. I can actually do today. Could you do today at 1 p.m.? And I was like, yeah, we can. Is that Central, or is that my time or your time? And then I further said, like, that would be 2 hours away from me, 1 hour away from you. If it's this time, he's like, yes, we'll meet in 1 hour away from me, 2 hours away from you, or whatever. I'm like, okay, great. I'll be there. I'll send you a Google Meet hangout. And so I leave the office. I forgot what I had to go do. I did something. Or maybe I just went to eat food. And so I went home and I was like, all right, let me have this meeting. So on the dot, obviously, I said like 2 minutes before I send the Google Meet hangout, he's responding like 10 minutes or like 15 minutes before, like, hey, yes, I'm in for this interview. Or discussion. It's not even an interview, just like a discussion to talk about if he could help, how he could help, what he's looking for. What's going on? Man, there's like sirens around here, man. And so I wait there for like, you know, I send it, I wait until 2. I'm like, okay, he's gonna get on any time now. I'm like, okay, he's not on yet. And then it's 2 minutes after the meeting time, and I'm like, man, like, how, you know, what is the allotted time for waiting for a meeting? Obviously, if you want the meeting, you want to wait. If you don't, then you know, you leave. But I was like, I'll give it like 2 minutes would have been within the like, oh no, cool, it's cool, dude. And then at 5 minutes, I was like, nah, you're like really late, and there's no message or anything. It's not, if you would have emailed like saying like, hey, got stuck in traffic, I'll be on in like 3 minutes or whatever, 10 minutes. Super sorry, I'll be there. Like, okay, at least you gave me a reason. At least you let me know. And I'm like, all right. And then it was like 1:07. I was like, all right, there's like no way. Like, there's no way you can even think about hiring somebody if they can't get on a Zoom, you know, Google Meet on time, in which they confirmed. It's like, dang, that sucks. But the point I'm getting to, I guess, what I'm trying to say is like, dude, you got that far. Like, you threw the Hail Mary, the receiver caught it, you know, you're down to the 10-yard line, and it's like you just had a truck the defender to get through. And who knows if it would have been a good conversation, bad conversation. You know, he spoke English, I speak Spanish, so it's like not a big deal. Because what I would want him to do is like not even, you know, it's not that dependent on, it's more about knowing where to go, click around, how to do things versus like language. And it's like, dude, you were right there. You had to just get on. And at the very worst, it's like you would have just missed out. Like, you would have been like, oh no, I can't, like, this is not for me. I don't want to do this. But a connection would have been made, and that would have just left it at that. Who knows what could have happened in the future, or what could happen now in the present. And it's like, damn, that's interesting. Funny enough, on that same day, like hours before at 11, somebody reached out to me from the University of Houston saying like, hey, I just want to, you know, have a conversation with you to see what, this is so funny, to see, you know, what it's like to do what you do, what kind of, you know, work you do, you know, some insider information, just to see what it's like. And it's just a guy who's graduating in advertising who's just literally had a conversation with me. And I was like, huh, that's pretty cool. So I got both sides of the equation. Obviously they're in different locations, but I don't know, it felt the same. And with the guy who actually called, and we spoke for like 30-40 minutes, I was like 35 minutes. You know, I got to know him, he got to ask questions. It's cool knowing like, hey, this guy reached out, like I know of him. I gave him, you know, my version of advice. I don't know if that's a good or bad idea, but you know, we spoke. You can take it for what he'd like, not like, but the opportunity was there. And yeah, like it's just a conversation. So sometimes I feel like, first, yeah, for both people, it's like, great, you took the shot, you got the call. Like, if you're right there, like, dude, just as much pain as it is, like, just go for it. Because you have really nothing to lose, especially when you're across the country. Like, what are you gonna lose? Anyways, that's it. That's today's video. Missed opportunity and the gained opportunity.